Sup y'all, Anime Bones. So as we all know, Attack on Titan just ended. Probably one of the best endings I think I've ever seen in an anime. Definitely one of the best animes of all time. And with Eren being a crazy character, I was like, yo, someone needs to make like a number like top 5 anime main character list. Cause I was looking, there was no real clear cut videos of top 5 anime main character tier lists, right? So what I'm gonna do is say the top 5 I think everyone in the world should have as their anime MCs. To start off, let me just name some honorable mentions and let me explain why I can't have these people in here. Honorable mention, Goku. Now let's say when I say this list is purely off people's character. Nothing to do with popularity, because Goku would be probably a bit higher, or like culture to the whole anime world, because like I said, Goku would be higher. This is strictly just them as a character, their character development, their willpower, their goals, what they believe in, just everything that they got going on, leadership, backstory, emotional attachment, everything you think of, admiration, just you admiring the character, everything. Now Goku, we all love him, and we all probably want to, give Super Saiyan 1. But as an actual character, Goku has a lack of character development for sure. I just finished the whole Dragon Ball Z show, and actually, like, he kind of developed in Cell Saga, but then when it came to Buu, his character kind of went down again. He's never really taken much serious. He doesn't really have a goal of any sort other than he just loves to fight, and he just tries to protect the world that he's in. So other than that, I can't really put Goku in the actual top 10 or top 5 list of people being an actual good character. There's no depth to the way he thinks or anything like that. Goku is just who he is, and we love him for who he is. He's like a even more dumbed down version of Luffy. Not saying that Luffy isn't a great character. He is, and he's in this list, but he's like Luffy if he just didn't have any goals or anything at all. He just wants to fight, basically. He's a play around character, and he's fun, and we love him, and he has a big effect on anime culture, but definitely not top 5 main character list worthy, especially if we're talking about their actual character itself. All right. Then let's go into number 5. Let's see real quick. I couldn't include Ichigo or Tanjiro. It's just not enough going on with them. They're, like I said, these characters are great characters, but I can't add them all in the top 5. Ichigo himself, he doesn't really have any goals. He's kind of like Goku, where he just wants to protect his friends. But Ichigo doesn't have no well thought out way of just thinking about life or anything like that. He's not a deep character. And I feel like a great character list, and I'm going to have a top 5 of the best characters, they have to be deep in some kind of way. And Ichigo never really inspired me, or I never really admired him. He doesn't have that much good of a leadership. Like, there's nothing really going on with Ichigo in terms of those departments, including Tanjiro's basically the same thing. He does want to protect his sister and try to bring her back, but not enough to be top 5 characters, all right? Now, let's get into the actual list. Number 5. 5 was the hardest for me to put someone in here because I knew the top 4 I wanted, but the 5th spot, I couldn't really think of it well enough, but I think this is going to be pretty good, and that's Ed from Full Metal Alchemist. Ed, great background. His brother, his arm, his body, his goal, brings his brother's body back. Backstory, amazing. The character development from when he started to where he finished, also amazing. He even gave up his alchemy for his brother and his arm and his leg to come back. All right, Ed overall was a great character. All right, and he has a great emotional attachment. You really felt attached to him and the whole story he has with his brother and trying to get his brother back. You felt it, okay? Ed, great main character, great anime, top 10 anime character. So, Ed, number 5, okay? Now let's go to number 4. Number 4, you guys aren't going to like this, but I'm tired of the biasiness, all right? Luffy. Now, check it out. I had a poll saying the best characters, and I named a lot of good characters, and these guys all picked Luffy, and I had a problem with it. Not because I'm a One Piece hater, I'm a Luffy hater, because I'm not. I love Luffy. I mean, him and Naruto's a part of my profile picture. I love Luffy. But if we're talking about a deep character, I feel like Luffy ain't all, I mean, he is at the top, because I got him at number 4, but he's not above these next people. But Luffy himself, probably one of the best when it comes to just straight willpower in terms of anime. I mean, we've seen him willpower through everything. I mean, his damn power himself, which is hockey, is based off his willpower. He's the freaking captain, so we know his leadership is amazing. Now, Luffy, I do think he lacks a backstory. I know people try to be like, oh, well, when he was a kid, like, bro, he had one incident with Ace when he was younger, and he hanged out with Shanks. He had, like those wasn't really backstories, really. Like, those is like, like Ed, like, let's say he had that moment with his mom and stuff, and that is what made him progress into an alchemist, made him want to be an alchemist. Luffy just wanted to be the Pirate King because he was a fan of Shanks. And honestly, if Shanks never came around, he probably would have been a Marine just like Garp. So Luffy, in terms of backstory, I don't want to give him that. Now, in terms of his overall goal, he probably has the hardest goal in this whole list. So I have to give him that. And the way he wants to protect his friends, love it. I mean, we've seen what happened with Robin. We've seen what happened with Sanji. He'll do anything for his friends. I love that about Luffy. He's a great character. Great character. Now, let me see. And he's probably the most enjoyed character in this whole show. So that's why I gotta have Luffy at number 4, because really, like I said about Goku earlier, he's just a more in-depth Goku, right? Like, he's not going to be that deep into anything. Like, when he'll come and save someone if they're going through, like, he'll save a whole village. Like with Alabasta, with Wano, he'll save a whole town, a country for someone, for some random ass person that he sees as sad. And that's admirable, and that's respectable. That also goes into his character. But he's not going to sit down and talk to you and, like, really get into the nitty gritty. And I feel like he's missing that aspect of his character, because all these 3 people that's after him, I'm going to name, will talk to you. Like, we'll talk to another human being and have a well thought out conversation to help them out and to try to figure stuff out. That's what I think Luffy is missing. Now, he's just gonna fuck you up, all right? And these other guys will also fuck you up, but they're gonna talk about it at the same time. And that's why I have Luffy where he's at. And number 3, y'all really gonna hate this, talking about people who gonna fuck you up and talk to you, Naruto. Now, when it comes to Naruto, like I said, he's a captain, he's a great leader. We all know this. A great leader.
Can't be worrying about everyone.
But not only is he a great leader, he cares about everyone in his whole village as if he's their dad, kind of like Luffy with his crew. Okay, but we know Naruto has a backstory. We know what happened to him as a kid. We know what happened with his dad. We know what happened with his mom. And we know how nobody in the village messed with this kid at all. Everyone's throwing stuff at him, laughing at him, or he's staying away from him. Like, stay away from him. Terrible upbringing. And that is a background story Luffy doesn't have. How many times do we have to see the goddamn swing set? All the time. And the whole show is him protecting his friend and getting him back. And he had a goal since day one, relatable to the Pirate King, but not as hard, which is him being Hokage. And the whole reason why he wanted that was so he could be acknowledged and respected by his peers. And he got it done. So Naruto really has an amazing come-up story. And so let's talk about the fact how he saves everyone and he talks to them, like how he turned Gaara over and turned over Obito. And turned over Zabuza at the end by talking to him. But now let's talk about even like someone who's not even a stranger in the new show Boruto when he talks to Kawaki. Kawaki is a damn orphan who's treated like crap, and this guy Naruto took him under his wing, protected him, trying to raise him up to his own, to now to the point where Kawaki damn near want to take over the world, just so he put Naruto in a whole different dimension so he wouldn't get killed. That's how caring this nigga Naruto is, and that's what really touched my heartstrings with him, alright? Now, him and Luffy, great emotional attachment characters, loved them a lot. But Naruto, I feel like he has a little bit more into his character gets a little more deep. I will say though, for you One Piece fans, Luffy does have one ultimate goal that he dreams of, that he told his crew that they didn't show in the manga what it is yet. So whatever that could be, could play a factor into this. But as of right now, I got Luffy 4, Naruto 3rd. Now, 2 and 1. 2 and 1, these two could really go hand in hand. And you could, if I'm gonna say 2, and then when I say 1, you guys can swap them if you want. But I feel like these two go hand in hand. Now, number 2, gotta be Thorfinn. Now, I might even have Thorfinn at number 1 if I read the manga. Just off the anime alone, I think Thorfinn has probably the most character development out of any character I've seen in any show. I'm like, bro, as a kid, and he was just a guy on a ship just killing people. He just going village to village, killing people, slaughtering, just so he could get revenge for his dad. Then, bam, he lost his chance at revenge, went to being a slave, and then just felt full of nothingness. He didn't even want to live, basically. Just to find out the whole time he did want to live low-key. And then realized that this fighting stuff ain't it and just want peace, just like how his dad did. The character development for him being a psychomaniac that wanted to kill everyone, to being a depressed, suicidal man, to being a peaceful person who wants to save everyone is crazy. No one has that much character development, and we're only on season 2. That's why I gotta put Thorfinn at number 2. Best character development in the whole show. Has a great way of thinking, and I can just tell from where the enemy's at, and I can tell where it's going to progress. Thorfinn's character is even going to go higher than what it is, and I might have had him at number 1 if I know what happens in the manga. Okay, now I do want to do 2 honorable mentions. of shows that I've never seen, which I know for a fact a lot of y'all would probably have these two people in this goddamn top 5 main character list. And that would be 1, Lelouch from Code Geass, and 2, Guts from Berserk. Now, these two people I've never seen this. I haven't read the manga and I haven't seen the show of Code Geass. Therefore, can't put them in my top 5. I know y'all was like, yo, where they at? Trust me, they would probably be in if I read them or watch it, but I haven't. So just take that with a grain of salt on why they're not on this list. I haven't seen it. But I don't care what if I seen it or not. I know my number 1 would be the same. And you heard me in the beginning of this freaking video, all right? Eren Yeager is number 1. He's number 1. All right, my boy is a regular 19-year-old, and the way I see Eren Yeager and the way his goal is, it just makes me think like, yo, if we go back to slavery and like one slave had gotten powers, what am I like? I feel like they would do the same. Like I feel like they would do exactly what Eren did, and Eren all around just wanted to do this for the sake of his friends. Like he didn't even care about himself or his own future. Like he was genuinely scared at the end of the show, and we've seen him go from a little kid and someone who just wanted to kill Titans to someone who just wanted to save his friends more than he wanted to save himself. And a lot of people hate the way how he was with Mikasa or with Armin at the end of the show, but it made sense to me. I'm like, bro, I was 19. I was like on some crazy stuff too at my own young age when I was like going to love and stuff. So the fact that he was genuinely scared, which shows that he does have character because he is a human. I mean, who isn't scared to die? Obviously, a 19-year-old would be. And all around, he still loved Mikasa, but he couldn't be with her because he had to save his people. All right, bro. We seen, and it's crazy that people don't like that scene when the episode or the movie before that, we seen him talk to the one little village kid, and he was crying to him, saying sorry, just bawling his eyes out. Like, Eren 100% did not want to do this. It's kind of like on the same thing that Itachi was on, because Itachi was crying when he was killing his family as well. So it's like, it's literally the opposite end of what Itachi was doing. It's the opposite of what he was doing. Instead of saving the world, he just said, I'm saving my people. And I can respect that, honestly, because he knew that no matter what, Mikasa and Armin and all of them was going to die if he didn't do this. Like, they was making a plan to kill off Paradise Island. Like, they was like, yo, we killing them, they done, they devils. And no one was trying to give him a chance. So he said, forget it, I'm going to level the playing field out, and took off 80% of the world. And he said he did some, what is the guy's name? Off the Avengers he was doing some Doctor Strange stuff. He processed this through his brain a million times, and he seen this was the only way to do it. Eren had the hardest life in terms of shows I've seen, like Berserk. Like I said, I haven't seen the manga, so I can't speak for anything on that. But in terms of everything I've seen other than Berserk, Eren definitely had the hardest life by far. And the fact that he had to do that, like, nigga, at that point you gotta accept that you're going to hell. You kill off 80% of the world, you're going to hell, buddy. So the fact that he had to take that, not live his life with the woman that he loved, or live his life with his friends that he loved so much, he just had to accept it. And honestly, if he did some selfish shit like leave with Mikasa and just left them and lived with her for 4 years, that would have been crazy, and that whole Paradise Island probably would have got destroyed. Like, maybe Armin and Levi would have been able to handle it to an extent, but like, they would have been down pretty bad. So Eren did the best thing he thought he could do, and a lot of people might not agree with it. But I mean, honestly speaking, if I was in their situation and my boy did that for me, I would love him forever. And that shit would make me beyond happy that he did that. And honestly, it's Marley's fault, it's the world's fault, but they put it on themselves. Like, bro, y'all not about to just extinct me and my people and just me be okay with it and accept it when I know I could just stop y'all. And he couldn't possibly just threaten them with it, because over time technology is going to get better enough for them to defeat Colossal Titans. Like, let's be realistic right now. Do you think if mad Colossal Titans came on some Eren shit, you don't think we got the technology to beat that? Like, we probably would just drop like some kind of big ass nuke and just beat them all. Like, seriously. So I think Eren just did what he had to do. He had the hardest life. He was a great leader. Like, we seen the Jaegerists, they was all on him. I mean, they was still glazing him after he died. Great leader, great goal, hard goal, great willpower to complete the goal. I mean, bro, head came off and he was still going for it. I mean, Eren to me is probably the best character out of any show I've ever seen in anime, real shows, anything. He definitely is admirable. I wouldn't even want to live his life because it would be too hard for me. So I got Eren at number 1. Y'all let me know what y'all top 5 is, and definitely let me know where y'all have Guts and Lelouch, because I haven't seen the show, so I won't know where they're at. But that's my top 5. Eren easily number 1. Thorfinn, he could be up there. I just gotta see what happens next. All right, but Anime Bones out.